Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I am doing a part 2 to my question and answer video today. I just want to first apologise if you can hear any banging, if the lighting goes off. I film with natural lighting and it is thunder and lightning right now. So if you hear a bang or the light flashes or you can just hear a lot of noise, that's why. So without further ado, let's get into these questions. So the first question I've got is, what are some of your favourite places to shop? So I kind of done a similar question to this in my part 1, which is I love to shop at Pretty Little Thing, ASOS, Topshop, Superdrug, Boots, I'm sure I'm missing something, All Saints, River Island, but sometimes I find River Island can be a bit hit and miss. Sometimes you find something really good and other times it's just really expensive and not fab quality. So it really just depends what kind of thing I'm into there and then. The second question is, how have you been keeping busy during lockdown? So I have been running, doing yoga, I've been reading a lot, I've started YouTube, I've done a couple of blog posts, I was obsessed with TikTok for a little bit, did a bit of colouring, listened to podcasts. It sounds like I've done a lot, but there's definitely been days where I've been bored out of my mind. So I kind of just find one thing and then I become obsessed with it and then I get a bit bored. But right now, how I'm keeping myself busy and occupied is by doing YouTube. I am filming pretty much every day. If I'm not filming, I'm editing. If I'm not editing, I'm doing thumbnails. So this is definitely keeping me very busy. I'm loving it at the moment and I hope you're all enjoying my videos as well. The next question is, are you watching Love Island Australia? No, I'm not. I haven't watched any of them yet. If it was the normal Love Island, I would be watching. However, for one, like I said, I'm keeping myself quite busy doing YouTube at the moment, so I can be editing up until 10-11 o'clock at night, trying to schedule and upload my videos. So I'm not actually watching a ton of TV right now. Yeah, I'm not watching Love Island Australia. Another question is, will you be posting a makeup video in the future? I have sort of posted one makeup video, like I've said before. I'm not sure when this video is going to go up, but I have filmed a chatty get ready with me, and in that video I kind of explained that I love makeup. I could sit and I don't know if you just see that lighting in there. I love makeup. I could get ready, and then the thunder. So like I was saying, I love makeup, I could sit and get ready for hours, but I don't really want this channel to be a makeup channel, because even though I love it, I think if I dedicated this just to makeup, then I'd become quite bored of it. And I'm not that creative, can't do loads of different things. I think I would just end up, I don't know, I think I'd just get bored of it and I'd stop doing it. But I would definitely be interested to hear whether you guys would like me to do more chatty get ready with me, so you can kind of see what I'm doing, but it won't be a full-on tutorial, or whether you would actually like me to do more kind of makeup videos. It's really down to you guys what you would want to watch. I only produce things that I would want to watch myself or what you would want to watch. So I can definitely do more chatty get ready with me whilst I'm sitting and playing with makeup. But at the moment I am not intending for really specific makeup videos to be going up on my channel. So I hope that answers that question. The next one is, what do you do to de-stress at the moment? So that's a really good question. Obviously with lockdown, everybody's feeling a little bit stressed. No one's knowing what's going on. There's so much uncertainty in the world. So the things that I'm doing to de-stress are to do things that I love, do things that I enjoy, which at the minute is running, yoga. I'm really into reading. One huge de-stress for me, which is totally different to, what works for me might be different for you. I love Beyonce. Any Beyonce song, any album, I can just put her on and I just instantly feel so much more happier, like uplifted. So anytime I listen to her, I just feel a little bit more de-stressed and just a little bit happier. Yeah, listening to music, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, creating YouTube videos, reading, running, yoga, meditation, being mindful, all of those kind of things make me feel a little bit more relaxed. It really does depend what I'm stressed about, because if I'm stressed about work, I mean, there's not much I can do about that at the minute, so you just have to kind of tell yourself like what meant to be will be, and I can get through it. If I'm stressed about my weight or my appearance, I'm working to change that. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, so just got to tell myself that I am doing things to make a change, and it really just depends what I'm stressed about at that moment. Baths always help, and just a little bit of self-care as well. Putting on a face mask, putting on YouTube, like I said, listening to a bit of Beyonce, having a long shower, and then just maybe doing my nails and that kind of thing helps me to de-stress as well. So one of the questions is, any plans on weddings or babies? No. As in, no, not right now. Yes, in the future I would love to get married and have children, but I am only 22. I'd much rather get my house first, get a career sorted, and just be a little bit more settled financially, emotionally, everything, before I think about doing those things. So yes, there are plans I have in the future, but not right now. I just think I'm too young and there's things that I want to do before that. But I kind of like think I'm going to be an older mum anyway. I always thought when I was younger I was going to be a young mum, but 22 is a young mum, so I don't really think I'm going to be having babies until I'm 30. And if my mum is watching this, she'll be devastated, because I'm sure both of our mums want to be grandparents now, but we are just not ready. So this is a really sweet one. Someone says, how do you do your eyeshadow so perfect? I don't. Well, first of all, thank you, that's such a nice thing to say. But I just love sitting there playing with makeup, like I said, and I will just keep going, blending and blending and blending, because I just quite enjoy just sitting there and I find it therapeutic. So yeah, that's how I do my makeup and like blend my eyeshadows out. I just kind of sit there and just keep going until I feel like it looks like it's blended. You might be looking at this now thinking, oh, what is she talking about? It looks like a pile of dog shit. But that's how I do it. Also, I've been watching makeup videos and I've learned a lot about how to do makeup through YouTube. So I think over the years that I have been watching as a viewer, I've just picked up tricks and tips and advice from loads of different people over the years, and kind of done what suits me, and some things work, some things don't, and I just trial and error. I just try things that I think, oh, that looks cool, like I'll try cut crease, I'll try liner, or I'll try this trick, I'll try that, I'll do a halo eye or brighten a corner. And once you do it, it's really not that difficult. So just practice, and I just genuinely enjoy just sitting there and doing my makeup, so I don't mind if it takes me 10-20 minutes to blend out an eyeshadow. I'm quite happy to sit there and blend. So another question is, what will be the first holiday you go on when it's safe to travel again? So I've kind of answered a question like this in the first video, which is I'm hoping to travel to Cyprus in September, and then I did say if not Cyprus I would love to go to Bali or Paris or somewhere in America, but ultimately I'd love to go to the Maldives, but I think that's more of like a very once in a lifetime special holiday. So just for a different answer, I'm going to say the Maldives. Another question is, what is one makeup item you can't live without? And I would say hands down mascara, because I think mascara makes the most amount of difference to my face, even though it's probably concealer, or if we're talking like, does lip balm count as a makeup item, or it's probably more skincare, I suppose. But let's say I can have lip balm, my makeup item that I couldn't live without would be mascara, definitely. So another question that I've been asked is, what is my Starbucks order? So even though, like, if I had to choose between Starbucks, Cafe Nero and Costa, I tend to go to Cafe Nero. It's cheaper than the other coffee stores, and I just really like their coconut milk cappuccinos. So before lockdown I was having a lot of those, but now if I was to go to Starbucks, my order would be probably a caramel latte. It's just like always sounds good to me. And I want to try an oat milk latte, only because I have IBS and dairy really inflames my stomach and gives me stomach ache and just doesn't do a whole lot of good for my stomach. So I'm trying to find good milk alternatives that isn't something so like so obvious that it's not milk. And I've heard that oat milk is really good and really creamy as a milk replacer. I do like coconut milk, but I find it really watery. So if I was going to Starbucks now, it would be a caramel latte, and I would possibly try oat milk as well. So another question I have is, how do you remain confident and how do you deal with body confidence? I would say it's definitely a journey, something that I think, even though it's cliche, it is something that you learn to love and deal with as you get older and with experience. I have struggled with my body, do struggle with my body. I'm not a size 8 and I'm not plus size. I am right bang in the middle. I'm a size 12, and sometimes I feel like I can look slim, and because I'm tall I look slim, but then other times when I try like tight things on, I do have a belly, I do have lumps and bumps and stretch marks and that kind of thing. So it is difficult sometimes to try and be body confident, because I think sometimes you think the norm is what you see on Instagram, where girls have huge bums, tiny waist, toned abs, slim arms, no stretch marks, no cellulite, no saggy boobs, those kind of things, which is not me at all. I have a pancake bum, I have wide hips, I have stretch marks on my hips, I have saggy boobs, all of those kind of things like that you don't necessarily see promoted on Instagram all the time. It is hard to try and be body positive all the time if you don't see a body that is reflected like yours. And I definitely think that people are trying to change that, and people are trying to post more realistic photos now that aren't photoshopped or aren't a typical size 8 or a plus size and somewhere in the middle. Body confidence for me is something that has grown as I've gotten older. I think definitely people can help bring that up or bring that down. Whilst I was at uni, I started uni, I dressed really kind of conservatively. I would never get my boobs out, I would never get my waist out, I would never really get my legs out. I would just kind of get dressed with thick black tights, a skirt and a nice top that would cover me up, and that's just how I felt comfortable. I had never really wanted to get anything out or felt like I could. I would never dream of wearing a crop top or anything like that until I went to uni. And then uni, obviously you see and bond with people that you would never have met before, and I met my best friends there, and they were both so encouraging and just like, oh my god, you're amazing, you look incredible, you're looking really skinny today, your boobs look good in that, your bum looks good in that, and you're like, really? Okay. Sometimes it is sad that sometimes other people's validation makes you see your body a bit differently, but just being truthful, that's how I felt when I was at uni. I had girls that really brought me up and made me feel really good about myself, so I started dressing a little bit differently. I would wear lace bodysuits and shorts on a night out, and I would never have worn that in a million years before going to uni, ever. And then that became the norm, like just put on a couple of nipple covers and a bodysuit and I'm going out in underwear and booty shorts. But yeah, I just think it's something that you kind of get experience, and with age you kind of just grow to accept that this is my body. It does fluctuate, it does change all of the time, and it's not going to stay the same. I just kind of roll with it and just accept it for how you look now. The last question that I'm going to finish on today is, how was university for you? Do you have a favourite memory or any recommendations of must-do things to do at uni? So that's kind of 3 questions in one, and I will break it down into, how was university for you? Amazing. I recommend anybody to go to uni because it's just such an incredible experience, like a life lessons, as well as studying for your degree. I just learned so much about myself. You learn how to live on your own, how to make new friends. You're studying for something which you've probably never studied for before, and you really are committed and dedicated to studying. And it's just an incredible experience. You just learn so much, you do so much that you would never have given the opportunity to do if you hadn't have gone to uni. One piece of advice I would say regarding how is uni for you is really research what it is that you are wanting to study. And even though it's hard for me to say because I'm out of uni now, don't go to uni for the sake of it, because there is a lot of debt that you're going to be getting into, and if you're not totally 100% sure what you're studying, why you're studying it and what you want to go into, it can be a huge stress when you're there. If you get into it, start studying, you think this is not for me at all, I kind of just came for the nightlife, then go and visit your friends that are at uni, join them on the nights out. You don't have to go in all of that day for the nightlife. So I loved uni. I think it was a great experience. I'm glad I went, but I can't necessarily say that I think it's something that I felt I've absolutely needed to do in terms of career, because I can't say that I'm any better off now when I was applying for jobs when I had a degree than when I didn't. I feel like in some ways I'm back to where I was at 18, trying to look for jobs, trying to get experience and that kind of thing. So a degree isn't necessarily everything, and I don't think it's something that everybody needs. The other part of that question is, do you have a favourite memory? And definitely my second year just has so many memories. Living in the house for the first time, we had a huge house party for 2 of my best friends' birthdays. We just had so many girly nights in. We just had so much fun. Like I've never laughed so much in my life than what I did in my second year of uni and living with those girls. But a specific memory, I would have to say, do you know what, it probably is either the house party that we had and we moved all of the living room furniture, because we had a tiny house, out of the living room, literally picked up the sofas, put them in the girls' bedrooms, so we had a bit of like a dance floor. We made vodka jelly shots, we decorated the house, we had loads of people come over, and that was just the prees. It wasn't even a house party. I keep saying it's a house party because I forget that we went out afterwards, but that is one of my favourite memories. And also my 21st, where me and the girls went for a bottomless brunch at Copper, and it was just so us. We just scoffed our faces with food, we drank a lot, and it was the middle of the day, we were pissed as hell, and then I'm pretty sure we went to get a McDonald's afterwards. I mean, that just sums us up really. Just, if I had to pick 2 memories, it would be those. There's so many things in between, small things like cooking together and getting takeaways that I just love, and that's what I miss the most. And then the last question is, do I have any recommendations of things that I think people must do whilst they're at uni? Things that I would say are a must are, I know this isn't necessarily to do with uni, but I would say definitely, if you can, go on a girls' holiday with your uni friends, or do things outside of uni and just living together with your friends. Because I think sometimes we took for granted the fact that we lived together, that we wouldn't do things like friends would do. So we wouldn't necessarily go out shopping, go for coffees, or go to the cinema, or go out for meals together. And it kind of took us until halfway through our second year that we were like, hold on, just because we live together doesn't mean that we can't do all the things that we would do if we were friends going to visit each other. So that's when we started to go out for meals all the time, go for cocktails. We would have like little best friend dates, so we'd go to the cinema and then grab some food, have like cozy nights in, watch films. Just so many things that I think are a must, is to really put time into your friendships. Try and go for weekends away with your friends and girls' holidays, and we went to a festival together, and all those kind of things that are not necessarily things you must do whilst you're at uni, but whilst you're there and you're with those friends and you're with those people, try and make the most of those friendships and the free time that you have, because you will never get that free time like you do then now. But in terms of things that I think you must do whilst you're actually at uni, is do freshers, of course, go to the events, try and put yourself out there as much as possible and just make the most of the experience, because once you've left, like I keep saying, you'll never get an experience like it. So definitely just put yourself out there, go to all of the uni events like freshers, refreshers, the big nights out, and like we had a Trentival, which is a festival, like a music festival. I didn't go to those. They were kind of end of term, end of year things, and by the time I finished my exams I was gone. So I kind of wish that I had done those, but that's the only thing I can think of is a must things to do. So I hope I have answered everyone's questions, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you want to see more question and answers, or for me to do like one of those quick fire assumptions or any of those kind of things, just let me know in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.